Hi guys, thanks for having me.
So I was correct. You are talking to us from the UK, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Leeds, England. Flew back from college. Obviously, college closed, and I've been doing online work from here now. So yeah.
All right. And so when I touched base with you briefly before to invite you to do this, you mentioned to me that you're actually just coming into final exams right now, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I had a 9-page paper 2 days ago. It was final yesterday, and I got another final tomorrow, my last one. So after that, I'll be officially finished with college. So
All
I'm
right.
excited about it.
Congratulations.
Mentioned like basketball, even less so 10 years ago, wasn't a big sport over here. It's soccer, it's rugby, things like that. So when I was 8, I was in, I think, 5th grade, and I went to an after school club at my primary school, elementary school in America, and the coach there, it was a basketball after school club, and he was like, you're really talented, like naturally, come down to the club. So I went down to the club, and then from there, I just kind of picked up the bug for basketball, and it's been the part of my life ever since, really. So yeah, through the club ranks in my hometown of Leeds, kept developing. Would go on to play for like the national team. Pretty much from the age of 14, I was playing for England, representing them at different competitions, different tournaments and stuff. Played for them again on the 18s, right before I came to Andover actually, and then again at under 20s with Great Britain. But how I coming from England to America, that transition was kind of mostly done off my own back in terms of the exposure and stuff. Obviously, I always wanted to play college basketball, but in terms of exposure, it's tough because coaches don't get to see you play, obviously live. So I knew that one route to get to America was through prep school. I basically sent an email out to every prep school in the north in New England with my highlight tape on it, with my player profile on it, and luckily Coach Ivory TI was one of them that responded. And yeah, from there, me and him kind of developed a relationship. I applied. I was fortunate enough to get accepted, and yeah, that was it from there. Came to America, came to Andover, and then got recruited to go play at UMaine. And then from there, went to transfer to St. Anthony College. So when I first came to Andover, obviously, as I mentioned, I had a great relationship with TI already. But just in terms of, more so in terms of the facilities and the access that you had to them over there, it's so much different to how it is back home here. Just having the simple ability that you take for granted now of just being able to get to the gym whenever you wanted to, or early morning. Kind of obviously there was curfew at Andover, but like late night, just things like that. And then obviously the weight room, being able to get in there, and the help of the coaches at Andover was great. But yeah, just in terms of goals I knew I wanted to improve a lot, just being able to get into the gym more often. So TI, he'd be in there with me at 7 a.m. before school started, and we'd get a workout in most days. And I was always nagging him. He remembers that now, and we laugh about it. But yeah, so that was great. I know for me, one of the biggest things that Coach Ivory gave me was just the confidence, just to kind of play my game. He obviously saw something in me and believed in me, and just at the college game, you face a lot of adversity through whatever it may be. But yeah, just given me the confidence that I was good enough, to play at that level, because he'd seen it firsthand. He played there, he coached there. And so him coming back to a place like Andover, his alma mater, and being able to impose that that knowledge onto me was great. And obviously Ti himself, just his whole personality, it's hard not to listen to what he says because he just connects with people so well. So yeah.
I recall personally seeing you spending a ton of time with Mr. Collins, with Chris Collins, the strength and conditioning coach.
Coach Collins was great for me. Me and him kind of developed a little bit of, a friendship and relationship over the year. I'd go in there, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, coming from England, access to gyms and weight rooms wasn't always readily available. So coming to Andover was like a dream come true. I knew I'd have the opportunity and the potential to kind of put on a lot of make a lot of gains in that area, and that it would help my game. So I kind of went up to Coach Collins one day and just kind of picked his brain a little bit about certain things that I wanted to improve on that I thought would help my game. And then he kind of put together a program for me, and I stuck to it. I'd ask him any questions that I had, and he'd go through it with me. So yeah, Coach Collins was great for me during my year at Andover for sure. I lived in Bartlet Hall, right next to Commons, pretty much, when I was at Andover. And my roommate Harvard Lundeval was on the basketball team and the football team at Andover. And then right down the hall from us was two other PGs, Ben Anthony and James Antoine. And the four of us, like right off the bat, pretty much kind of grew really close and became like best friends essentially. And we're still really close to this day.
So that's cool to hear about the special bonds that you built that are still going strong with some of your classmates. What about some other adults on campus? Is there anybody who had a special impact on you, people you might still be in touch with outside of Coach Ivory?
Yeah, so there was a few actually. So I think there was Dr. Perry. Now Dr. Perry was Mr. Perry at the time at Andover. He was our house counselor at Bartlet Hall. So as I mentioned, me and the three other guys, we came really close, and Dr. Perry was close with us as well. He was on the Zoom call too with us the other day. Just catching up with him. He had a great impact on us in terms of, just being there for us, like someone that we could talk to, and kind of come to with some of our problems. So yeah, no, he was great during my time there and even after. And then also I'd say the Silversides, Lani, obviously, especially, just in terms of being there for me, and she was our assistant coach on the basketball team during my year there. She's helped me out a bunch in terms of kind of the mental side of things. Obviously, she's huge into sports psychology and things like that, and she's done a lot of stuff on Andover campus to do with that. But that helped me out definitely through my time in college. In college, college sports is tough. There's no beating around the bush about it. It plays a lot on your mental side of things. So last off season, especially in the summer, I was really focused on developing my mental strength. And some of the exercises that she gave me helped me out a bunch with that. And that was part of the reason, I think a big reason for my success this past season personally. And then in terms of the lockdown now, even so, I'm constantly trying to. There's not much you can do physically to improve yourself and kind of develop yourself as an athlete. There's only so much, but in terms of the mental side of things, it's endless the amount of stuff you can improve on. So going into St. A's, it was kind of like I slid right into the starting five spot. They had a great 4 starters coming back, and we knew that we'd have a chance to do something special. Started the season really strong, went undefeated until I think our 12th game. We were 11-0, and then ended up winning the region at the end of the year in the NCAA tournament. And then after that, you go to the Elite 8, which was in Evansville, Indiana. We played Nova Southeastern, which is a team in Florida. And we beat them. So we made it to the Final Four, and then obviously our side to set on the national championship at that point. But unfortunately, we lost to the eventual winners. So yeah, but to reach the Final Four, having gone through some of the adversity and things that I'd gone through at Maine, you know, it was a great experience. Something that I'll remember for the rest of my life for sure. So yeah, no, that was a great team and lots of fun memories. Right. So the week before everything kind of shut down and all the leagues got closed, we had our conference tournament. We won that. So the NE10 tournament, we won that, and then the week after that, we were practicing all week, getting ready to leave for the NCAA tournament. And the night before we were supposed to leave for that, we got told that everything had been cancelled by the NCAA. So yeah, that was pretty devastating, to be honest, at the time. Like you said, we were ready to. I think we were on an 11-game winning streak at that point to end the season. So we were really, really rolling, all very confident that we would have a good chance to repeat the East, winning the East region, and making it to the Elite Eight again. So, you know, that was really hard, but you know, there's positives to take from it. Obviously, not many teams can say that they ended the season with a win. You know, usually that the only team that does that is the national champion. So to end on 11-game winning streak, you know, we'll never know what could have happened, but you know, it was a great experience nonetheless. So I just signed with an agent. Really happy about it. You know, got a good relationship with them now. So it's just kind of waiting now for the contract offers to come in. That signing period is usually, like you said, between kind of June, July, August. So it's still early yet, but you know, yeah, just kind of waiting, and I'm excited about what the future holds in that regard. So the official thing is there's no gatherings more than 2 people. All non-essential stores are closed. 1 member of the family can go to get groceries and stuff. And then yeah, one piece of exercise, one activity of exercise per day is all you're allowed. So as I was saying before, there's an outdoor court maybe 2-3 miles from where I live. So you know, I ride my bike up there, go stay out there I kind of make the most of my 1 bit of exercise a day. You know, I'll be there for an hour, 2 hours or so. So yeah, I do that, and then I've got some equipment here at the house. So I'll be in the driveway doing some weights lifting and things like that. So yeah.
And do you have the driveway hoop?
I do.
You do.
Yeah. Limited space. There's about a key size width.
Oh, really?
For me to shoot. So.
You need to rep England here. So can you give me items that are just from the homeland?
Okay, so there is one show in particular that me and my mom actually binge watched this whole last week. It's called The Last Kingdom. It's on Netflix. There's 4 seasons. They just released the 4th season now.
Yeah.
But it's basically it's like set in like medieval time England. Yeah. It's the time when like the Danes, the Vikings and stuff were coming over and trying to invade England. And there's this one guy, Uhtred, who is like this warrior, like the best warrior in all the land. Like it's based on like historical facts. So that's what I like about it, as opposed to Game of Thrones, which is something very similar, but you know, that's all fantasy, like with the dragon and stuff. I'm not really into that kind of thing. So I've actually never watched Game of Thrones. But this is like kind of realistic like drama. So no, it's really cool. So I highly recommend that.
And thanks so much for sharing your time with us, Danny. I really appreciate it.
Of course.